Whew. Jeez. Hello. Welcome. Wow. Hello. I am back. I just want to keep saying hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? It is, of course, DJ Ash Noble here. Or is it, of course? I don't even know. It has been a little bit of time. I know. It has been nearly 3 weeks. What happened? What's gone on? Where did I go? What happened? Let's digest. Let's tell the whole story. What has happened? Why has things happened that wouldn't normally happen? Why did I take a 3 week break from YouTube? Well, I didn't take a 3 week break from YouTube. And if you follow me on social medias like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, you will know that I did not choose to take a 3 week break. So, what went down? What went on? And how come there was Grand Theft Auto 5 mod menu related videos being uploaded to this channel? What happened? I'm going to digest and tell you the whole story of where I have been for the past so many weeks. And believe you and me, I never thought I was coming back. That is like literally how bad this whole situation was. I never thought I was coming back from this. This is how kind of crazy it was. So I believe that this whole situation was kind of partly my fault. I think personally, technically. So it would be Wednesday, the 15th of January. I was sat here like I'm always sat here. I was working on production, and me being the daft, stupid, silly me, decided that I wanted to basically look for a cracked plugin for FL Studio for the Sylinth 1. So I'm browsing around, and I'm installing what I thought was the Sylinth 1. And as a matter of fact, it was the Sylinth 1. However, the crack didn't work, and it just gave me the demo. Through this process, it took me to a website that was it was like white and green, and essentially I clicked another download button on that website that took me to Mediafire, which is where the Sylinth 1 was, and where it allowed me to basically install. So that was all, everything seemed all gravy and fine, apart from the Sylinth crack didn't work, and I just thought, oh, it's not worked. No more was said and done. Left it, carried on about my day. My Google Chrome crashed a couple of times, and I just reopened it, and I thought, oh God, this isn't good. And then we move on to the following morning. So the following morning, which would be Thursday the 16th of January 2024, I woke up on the morning. I was just, going around and basically, checking my social medias, my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram. And then I came into the front room, and I was going to do a live stream on here. And I can't remember now what I was going to do the live stream about, but I was essentially going to do a live stream. And to cut the story short, I did a live stream. And essentially, well, I didn't do the live stream, sorry. To cut the story short, I went onto YouTube, and YouTube said that I had been signed out. So immediately I thought, this is a little crazy, this is a little weird, isn't it? I went to sign back in to get a notification saying that my password had been changed 2 hours ago. I then went over to my Gmail and then realized that I had 3 Google security alerts. One of them saying that my password had been changed, the other one stating that a passkey had been added on to my Google account, and the third one stated that my account had been signed into on a Windows device about 7 o'clock in that morning. Now, when this happened, I was still asleep. So what I'd come to quickly realize is I had indeed been hacked. My Google account had been hacked. So I was in a really, really frustrated panic, because essentially I was like trying to recover the account and it wouldn't work. And they'd put this passkey on and I couldn't get any further than past this passkey. There was mobile numbers on there that I didn't even recognize, and it was trying to send codes to them. I think a couple of the phone numbers were set up by the hackers, and not actually my numbers. There was one number of mine that I recognized, which was an old one, which I should have changed and updated the number, in all fairness. But the other two, like, I didn't recognize them. You know, they didn't stand out to me as any numbers that I used to have, or even if they were mine, they would have been from like maybe like, you know, 7 or 8 years ago, which, you know, if you remember a phone number from back then, you have to be like a magical genius up there. And then the only other option it was telling me to do was it was sending a code to the email that I can't get into because I've been hacked. So I was trying and trying. I was getting really, really frustrated. My social worker tried. I just tried all kinds of different things. I messaged somebody who I work with at work, who is like quite clued up when it comes to computers and things, and just knows a bit about, you know, general like accounts and gaming. And he kind of broke it to me and said, you know, if you can't get past this stage, you know, you're more than likely probably screwed. And at this point I thought, oh, for God's sake, I am actually screwed. By this point I was a little bit gutted. I was going into the hospital the following day for an operation, so I tried to kind of not forget about it, but like I tried to not let it bother me, because I knew that if I did, like, I'd just be all stressed out. But like I couldn't really let it go, and I kept trying to recover it and trying to find different ways and watch different videos and see if anybody had found like any hacks to get past the sort of like recovery stage. And like, you know, it was almost like just impossible to get back in to the account. I then realized shortly after, maybe a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days maybe, or maybe into the evening or something like that, that whoever had hacked my account was now uploading how to install Grand Theft Auto 5 mod menus to my account. And these videos were fairly well put together, edited wise. They had music, they had what they were calling like a step-to-step tutorial on how to get this mod menu. And then in the description of the video there is of course a link to download the mod menu. Now of course, scammers don't click dodgy links. Well, me being the stupid me, but kind of not being the stupid me, I clicked the link. However, I signed out of all my Google accounts. So obviously I was hacked from this one, but I have another channel called NTVI Player, and the email address is another email address. So I signed out of that and tried to sign out of things I could really think of, like Google wise, and clicked the link. And when I clicked the link, it took me to a white and green website. And this is what corresponds back to when I was trying to get the Cylinth. There was a white and green website that one of the tutorials for the Cylinth took me to. So I believe that when I tried to get the Cylinth and I went to this white and green website, it was like a white website, but like the border of the website, like the widgets, they were all kind of like green. You know, it was like a green border at the top of the website. Now, I believe it was the same website, and I believe that website is what hacks you. It's something within that website what allows them to get access to your accounts. So I did that, and then I was in my operation. I was about to go for my operation, and I got a notification saying someone is trying to hack your Facebook. stop this from happening now, kind of thing. Which luckily, I had some alerts that came through to Facebook, which meant that I could stop them from hacking my account. However, I didn't get a chance to do it because I'd gone into the operation basically, and then after the operation, luckily I could still stop them from going any further. So like it had stopped them from hacking in, and I just had to like confirm a few details, and then I was back in. So they didn't get the Facebook, but it was that the whole point is it was that white and green website that probably hacked me in the first place. So I was feeling pretty good that I stopped the Facebook from happening, because the Facebook would kind of be even worse than like the YouTube, because Facebook I use it to obviously like contact family members and a whole range of different things, as you do. And anyway, to cut the story short, I had given up all hope. I just thought that there was no way that I would be able to get this channel back. I was thinking about like, what is the future going to be? Not only is it this channel, but it was the email address. And at the email address, I have important emails that come to that email address. For example, a lot of my bills. So like my gas and electric. So I get gas and electric statements that come to my email that tell me like how much gas and electric I've been using. I have to like submit meter readings through an app that I have with my Google account. So basically like my my energy account app, like the email is the email that I've been obviously blocked, if that makes sense. So like it was really a pain. So I was thinking I'm going to have to ring up all these like companies that I've got accounts with, like like PayPal and like things like eBay and like all these things that I've got accounts with, and be like, look, I need to change the email, I've been hacked, here's the new one, blah blah blah. But I didn't really want to have to do that, because it's a lot of work, as like I use this email for like loads of different things, and maybe that actually can be quite a bad thing, doing that. But like that is literally what the score was, and that was like literally what I'd done. So basically, that's what I was thinking about doing, but I just like, when you couldn't be asked to do it, so I was kind of burying my head in the sand, and I just kind of like was kind of like just forgetting about the whole thing, really, because it was doing my head in, knowing I'd still have to sort it at some point. So basically, to cut the story short, I watched I was in talks with Martin, who runs the IE Media podcast, and I've got to kind of give him a little bit of a big ups and a bit of a thank you, because while I was kind of annoyed about this, he was also certainly annoyed, and he would keep browsing for possible answers and possible ways that I could possibly get this account back, along with commenting on all the Grand Theft Auto mod videos and trying to alert people that this is a scam, and trying to somewhat alert that something's not right here. And then basically I watched a video of a channel that had been hacked, and they explained how they got back into the account, and they said that they basically tweeted Team YouTube, on X, and apparently they got a response. So I was like, all right, you might have got a response because you're a big channel, but this is clearly not going to work for me, is it? But I thought, you know what, it's a last resort. I'm going to try it, because why not? I might as well. What have I got to lose? I've already lost the account. If I don't get it back, it's just another method that didn't work. And lo and behold, I actually got a response from Team YouTube. So I sent them a tweet, I believe, on Thursday night. I think it was Thursday night. And then by Friday morning, I had a response. So about 7 hours later, I had a response. And they wanted my channel URL. So they want, what channel is it that's been hacked? So I obviously sent them the URL. so they could go to the channel. They basically had a look at the channel to confirm, at their end, like, yes, it's been hacked, even though you can clearly see it has, which they then came back to me, and they said, basically that, like, we've had a look at your channel, blah, blah, blah. We believe that you have been hacked. Could you send us an email address that we can contact you on? So I did that. I replied to their response, and then they sent me a private message. And when they sent me a private message, they sent me this special recovery form that I had to fill out. And it wasn't like the normal recovery page form. It's a very, very different one. So, basically, I had to fill all this information out. So, basically, I had to, like, do my channel ID. I had to do my I think it was band or something like that, or bend or something like that, which is basically a little app thing. So I had to do that. And then I had to also give, like, what was the title of the video that I last uploaded. And then I also had to give, like, the reason why and when you thought you had been hacked, etc. And then I had to do, like, all of this other stuff. I had to upload some, like, screenshots and stuff like that of, like, the hacked channel, and then I had to agree to these, like, terms and conditions, and then submitted this form. And then shortly after, YouTube got back to me. Thank you for submitting the form. You will receive a further email now to the email address. So it kind of moved from Twitter onto just email. And YouTube thanked me for sending the form over. And then basically everything went to email. And I got this special recovery form in my email that I still couldn't get to work at first, because it was it was like really playing up. It was still sending codes to these old phone numbers, which I couldn't access. And then I had to email them again and say, look, I can't use this, recovery method. And then I had to send them a video recording, a screen recording of me going through the settings, the recovery settings. So I'm going in, I'm doing email, password, blah, blah, blah. It's not working. So I sent them that video, and then we moved to this morning, where they responded and they had sent me a password reset link, where essentially I reset the password, and then I got a code that went to my recovery email, and that was enough evidence for them to allow me to sign in, as I've also changed the password. So when I was then logging in and it was recovering the account, I was putting in a correct password, and then I was getting a code to an email address that I could access, and then I was able to get back in to the account. So I'm back, and I'm absolutely buzzed to be back. I'm absolutely over the moon to be back. It's a really, really good feeling to be back, and I'm like proper buzzed that I am back, like it's really good. So what has my whole thoughts been on this process? And in all honesty, like, I'm gonna be a little bit 50-50 here. Now, what I will say is when I finally reached out to YouTube on Twitter, I've got to say they were actually really, really helpful, and they did help me really well. And I would really like to praise them for how well they helped, and how quick they responded, and and how kind of like good they were. Because the thing about it is I'm not a YouTube channel that has like over 50,000 subscribers and I'm like earning money from videos. Like, I do it for fun and a hobby. The main issue for me mainly was that the email was attached to it as well. And of course I like making content, but for me, like, having to wait 7 hours was not a big deal for me. Whereas like other people that upload daily and it affects their wages, Obviously, it's a big thing, and they need to obviously keep pestering YouTube. Whereas me, I do it for a bit of fun. I share my love for music. I share the music I'm working on, and we document the gigs that I'm doing. So basically, I wasn't in like a mega rush, but obviously I wanted to get back into the account. But waiting 7 hours was not a big thing, although I didn't think 7 hours was too bad to get a response from like a company that is so big and probably deals with thousands of people every single day. So, once I got through to the Twitter side of things, it was really helpful. And I felt like I got loads of help, and I felt like everybody was just so good at what they, like helping me and pointing me in the right direction and getting me back into the account. However, before I went to Twitter to contact YouTube, I thought the service was absolutely dog shite. I thought it was shocking. Like, I think the system is an absolute joke. And I think the fact that you have to go to Twitter, like, of all places, like, you have to go on a piece of software or whatever you want to call it. You have to go on an application or a program or an app that isn't even related to YouTube. It's nothing to do with YouTube. It's just another platform, right? You have to go onto another platform to get hold of YouTube, like, to get actually somebody to physically respond. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like when you go to the normal recovery page through Google, like if you can't answer them questions that they're asking you, like you are screwed. Like, and the thing is like you need to talk to somebody, you need to explain your situation. So before I spoke to Twitter, before I spoke to YouTube on Twitter, the whole system was dog shite. It was absolutely shocking. So I don't rate it whatsoever. And I think, there needs to be some way that you can easily contact YouTube. Like on Twitter, it was easy, but everybody's not going to know to go to Twitter. So I think like what I did on Twitter, there should either be a link on their Google help page that can take you to Twitter, or there should be like a direct, like, where you can write an almost like an anonymous message to Team YouTube. You can actually physically write to somebody, and you can leave an email address, blah blah blah, and you can leave a bit of information so somebody from Team YouTube can obviously contact you. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, that was that's the thing that I think is needed, like where you can physically talk to somebody, because you can't even ring Google anymore. Like, you try to ring them and you can't do it. So pardon. So whole system absolutely effing sucks, quite frankly. And I think it's stupid. I think this should help you more. There should be more ways, rather than just like, if you can't answer a few recovery questions, goodbye, see you later. Try answering them properly. That's all it tells you, right? So luckily I got help. I got back on, and we have a little bit of a success story off the back of this. However, like I said, the whole system absolutely sucks. So we're back in. So what next? What kind of happens now? And what's been happening while I have been away from YouTube? Like I have kind of been away. I've done a few things on my spare channel, but I haven't done anything much, in terms of the whole YouTubing thing. So what's been happening while I've been away, for those who don't follow me on social media and things like that. So basically, I've not really done anything apart from making music. That's literally all I've been doing. Really making music, and I'm feel like I'm progressing so much, actually. Learning things all the time. I'm learning things now that, even back in December I wasn't doing. with my production and stuff like that. So I've been learning absolutely loads. I've got some really good tracks that are gonna be coming out at some point. So what's kind of happening with my music is I am still making bootlegs because I enjoy it. But I'm going to be doing a lot more different original music as well, and I'm going to be doing some cover tracks where we're going to try and get the like official permission to release them as well. So I'm gonna still like send bootlegs to like Excite and things like that because I enjoy it. Well, they're more cover tracks now because they want cover vocals, and I'm gonna send some stuff to Kenty as well, because I want to have some stuff on Excite on Acceleration as well. But I am gonna be working on a lot more original music as well going forward. I've got some really good ideas and some plans, and there's some really good things that are gonna kind of happen within the music production. So there's going to be some good tracks coming out, some really, really good remixes, don't get me wrong, but it is time to do some of the original stuff as well, and I've got some really good ideas and some tracks that I really want to keep working on and pushing and doing some really, really cool things. So I had an operation nearly 3 weeks ago. It was the day after I got hacked, and essentially I've kind of had to take it steady. The operation, it was only a minor thing. It was in a little bit of an awkward place that I won't go into too much detail about, but I just had to basically take it steady, and I just basically had to not do like loads of walking and heavy lifting and just go crazy, and then basically I've just been kind of taking it steady. I kind of had a week off work, and then went back to work last week and did some bits and bobs, and just basically that's just in sense what had gone down and what had happened essentially in terms of what I've been doing. The gigs have been a little bit quiet. It's been quite a quiet January, which has been kind of like a little bit of a good and a bad thing. I've kind of been appreciated the fact that I've had a little bit of time just to kind of like relax and chill, because I'm not gonna lie, like I really enjoyed being busy last year, like all the time, and like I do want to kind of get to that point again, because I like doing all the gigs and I love playing in all the nightclubs. But sometimes it was very tiring, and sometimes I'd feel like, because my week's quite busy at work with all the youth work, and I go and do different things like Mondays, like I go to the Polar Bear and it's music lab, and then Tuesday I seem to be doing something, and then Wednesday I do something, and then Thursday it's like studio, and then Friday I'm in work, and then sometimes Friday there's a gig, and then Saturday there's a gig, and then before you know it, it's like Sunday before you've had like a day where you can just kind of sit there and chill. So then obviously, it was a bit like, I could do with a bit of a rest, but I don't want to have a rest too much that I don't, do many gigs, if that makes sense. So, we've been a little bit of a quiet start to the year, a little bit quieter than last year actually, which, a little bit like, I'd like to be a bit busier, but I think as the year gets going, more things will come in, more things will happen and take place, but we'll just have to kind of see basically like what goes down essentially. But mainly I've just been sat at home writing tunes. I've gone out for meals and things, and gone to work, and this weekend I went to an event on Friday, and just went and attended it as a raver, but took it steady because I'm still healing from the operation, although I have healed quite a lot. I'm not in any pain anymore. I don't hurt. I'm not in any pain anymore. I'm definitely healing. I just can't still go too crazy, otherwise I'll probably make myself start hurting again, or I might start bleeding again or something. But other than that, I am definitely feeling like I feel completely fine in myself. like I feel now like, you know, I can get up and go somewhere. Like I've just been into town, like I've got no issues on that score. However, I just can't go like jumping up and down and bouncing off the walls and and going absolutely crazy. But we're getting there, and we'll get to that stage again where I will be able to jump around again, and I like jumping around. I'm an energetic person. You can't beat being able to jump around. It's a good feeling. So anyway, basically that is kind of where we are. So I've been working on some music, like I say, and I'm going to be doing some streams and some things over the coming days where I'm going to be showing some of the music I've been working on and giving you all a little bit of a rundown as to what I'm actually doing music-wise. I'm working on some really, really good stuff, actually, and just improving all the time. I'm kind of using the bootlegs as a way for practicing. So like some of them, like if I don't release them, like I'm not, in all honesty, like they are really good remixes, I think personally, and they're improving. But in all honesty, they're a really good learning curve for me. And if I don't ever release them, like at least I can drop them in my sets and things like that. So I'm happy in that sense. Like I do want to release some of them, like I said, but a lot of it is I'm trying to practice, and I'm trying to get better, and I'm using like trying to work on like different things. So for example, like I'm trying to work on leads at the moment to make some like really good sounding leads, but I'm wanting to focus on getting the sounds of the lead right. And so rather than trying to write a lead myself to practice at putting the sounds on, basically so basically that's kind of what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So I'm using like the bootlegs as a good like way to practice. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, got playing around there. And so I'm trying to like work on different elements of tracks, and you work on bootlegs to try and learn like different tips that I can then put into making some original music. So for example, one thing that I was struggling with when it came to leads was how to introduce a lead. So like I was listening to these like big hard style tracks and hardcore tracks, and you would kind of almost hear like the lead had almost kind of like you'd hear almost like a riser within the lead, and I was kind of wondering like how did they get that sound. And then I realized a good friend of mine actually gave me a tip, and he said, why don't you take the last note from the lead, put it before the lead starts, and then kind of like fade it in and filter it in, so you kind of get like a, and that was kind of the sound I was after. So lo and behold, I tried it and it worked. So that's where I am at the moment. So there we go. But anyway, that is going to do it for this stream. I am back. I'm glad to be back. I'm buzzed to be back. So we'll be going back to normal gig announcements. All of the stuff that we normally do will be coming back. And let's go. Let's do it. Basically, I'm back. Was it good to have a break? It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, because like I don't like having a break. Like, I know sometimes I feel as if I need one, but it doesn't necessarily mean I want one. So when I can't do things and post things, like, it drives me insane. Like, I don't know, if for whatever reason I couldn't access FL Studio for 3 weeks, I'd go like, because it's part of what I enjoy. It's my enjoyment. I like being busy. Although I say, like, sometimes I do too much. Like, if I just had nothing to do, I would get bored. So there we go. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, share, and we'll see you soon.